Every movement begins with a moment, not of noise, but of belief. A belief that finance can be rebuilt, that leadership can be reborn, and that technology can serve people, not control them. In 2026, this belief becomes a journey carried by leaders, innovators, and pioneers, and told through 5 defining events. It begins with velocity, a moment where everything built during the 60-day pre-launch comes together on the world stage. This is not a conference. It is a celebration, a tribute to the builders who carried the first spark of the Solnex ecosystem. The first 500 who turned ambition into reality, Velocity also marks an era-defining announcement. Metaol and Solnex joined hands with Global Crypto Bank, the world's first decentralized, self-custodial global banking and payments protocol. This partnership completes the final bridge, transforming your rewards ledger into a global financial hub. For our achievers, the journey begins with complimentary access, a free event pass, 2 nights of luxury accommodation, full access to Velocity, and a seat at the Genesis Gala. Velocity marks the sunrise, the point where the world sees the force behind Solnex for the very first time. 90 days after Velocity, it is time to build the next wave. Momentum is where raw potential becomes leadership, where new rank-ups are honored, where emerging giants are trained, and where expansion into key markets, the Middle East, South Asia, and Africa, begins with clarity and strength. This event fuels global acceleration, setting the tone for the next 6 months of explosive growth. Quantum marks the shift. The moment Metaol steps out of the community and into the world of institutional finance. At this summit, the world witnesses Quantum Yield as a Service, a treasury-grade yield engine designed for institutions, DAOs, protocols, and venture networks, crypto VCs, financial protocols, treasury managers. This is where they meet the technology that the Solnex community helped bring to life. This event elevates Metaol from an internal engine to a global financial standard, and it places Solnex members as the founding stakeholders of a B2B protocol long before TGE. What started with Velocity now arrives at its defining peak. At Ignition, the summit, the world gathers to witness the official token generation event of Dollar Metaol broadcasted. Documented, historic, and then the Night of Legends. The Genesis Gala commemorates not just achievement, but the people who built the foundation for global success. After a year of breakthroughs, only the top 1% ascend to Zenith, the most exclusive reward in the Solnex world. Zenith is not a convention, it is a lifestyle experience, a private, ultra-luxury retreat designed to honor those who shape the future of the ecosystem. This is where loyalty is forged, where the legend of the brand is preserved, and where every member dreams of standing one day. 5 events, 1 movement, a community rising together, a technology redefining finance, a year that will echo across the global blockchain world. This is Solnex. This is Metaol. This is the year we make history.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, lovely people. Thank you.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, welcome.
How are you doing today?
Fantastic, fantastic. How's everyone doing? Let's see some excitement in the chat while we give it a couple minutes while everyone else signs on.
Great. Logan, you will give me the go.
All good? You guys can see my screen okay?
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Let's roll.
Perfect. Well, hello, Logan. Hello, Ali. And hello, everyone joining us from all over the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's webinar. We know everyone is very busy, so thank you for taking the time to be here with us to celebrate fresh beginnings and exciting opportunities ahead. Be sure to stick around until the very end for some exciting announcements. If you're ready to dive into our business presentation, put some hands on the chat. Great. This presentation will be posted on our website. It will be posted there publicly if you would like to go through it on your own as well. For us, the most important part is the foundation of regulated digital finance. CashPay is our parent company. We are bridging the gap between traditional banking and digital asset innovation. We have been in operation for 2 years, So since 2023, we have 100% regulatory adherence, and we are a Tier 1 bank custody in the EU jurisdiction. On to our journey of legitimacy. Founded in Prague, we received our virtual asset license on September the 6th, 2023. We are fully MiCA compliant, which means market in crypto assets, which is a highly regulated services. Companies operating under MiCA must report to regulators. They need at least an office, 2 employees, and a CFO. We operate at a gold standard. Now you might be asking, what does that mean? First, we are based out of Prague. Second, we are authorized to operate in virtual assets. Third, our company details are publicly verified by Czech Republic law. Fourth, we are compliant in high standard jurisdictions, as you can see here on the snapshot. The problem with today's market is that it is an ocean of noise. There's so much new data and opportunities every day. However, the paradox is, how do you decipher the genuine opportunities in all of the junk? With more than 15 terabytes of raw data daily, more than $10 billion in daily volume, more than 5,000 new tokens every 24 hours, what is our solution? The Metaol protocol. Logan, it's your turn.
Thank you, Rafaela. Yes, absolutely. So our Metaol protocol operates with 3 pillars. So first, we scan, then we analyze, and then we act and we generate that yield. So you can see it all fully transparently here at our D app at Metaol.ai. Okay, so if you go to Metaol.ai, you will see our D app is fully live. Everything is on the ground and running. So here, if you look, you see here the trending tokens. This is similar to like you would see on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, but better, because we're only caring about the tokens where there's opportunity to generate yield. And the money-making opportunities, I think that's why what we all really care about. So this is scanning, right? The trending tokens, price, 24-hour change, and then onto more scanning. We're just going through all this information and finding out what is useful to us. So here you have gems, token, price, 24-hour change in price, 24-hour volume, 24-hour change in volume. These are the top volume. And now we have the top gainers. All listed here. And also, just as important would be the large trades. So this is like whale watch. So we're seeing any trades where we have more than 10K moved in one trade, all listed here. More than 50K moved in one trade, all listed here. More than $100,000, all listed here. See, is there any 1 million? Not at the moment. So this is still scanning, right? So trending tokens, gems, large trades. This is like the whale watch. So these 3 modules here, you could say are like the scanning part. And now here, the analytics. This is bubble maps. You can see what's going on, the change, 24 hours. And now here, this is the action. This is where we generate the yield. These are our snipers. And these are acting 24/7, high frequency trading, all listed here. Go to view. You see how much each wallet has in it currently. Of course, these are all actually moving because sometimes the wallets have to send funds from one wallet to another so that they don't get flagged. So these will always be changing. This is the total value locked right here in Metaol. And as you know, you can click on any of these sniper bots. You see everything fully transparent, what's going on, the win rate, 7-day P&L distribution, analytics, 7-day suspicious activity, tokens traded. You see all listed here. Go to portfolio. See the current status of this wallet, all of the activity, the wallet value, and where it's divided into. Current holdings, all here. Go to activities. Here you see every single trade. And as you know, it's all fully transparent on the blockchain. So if you click there, you'll see it right here, SolScan. This is the blockchain ledger. So yeah, as you can see, our Metaol D app is fully live. Please feel free to check it out. You'll see exactly where we are finding our opportunities and generating yield. Community here, you see our socials, and this is all of the platforms we use, and they're all the trusted top. Thank you, Rafaela. Yeah, so as I was saying, before you continue, Rafaela, yeah, we are not just a white paper, we are on the ground, we are technology fully functional, and everything transparent on chain. So for the Metaol engine, we have a token.
Thank you, Logan. Let me jump into it. So the token ticker symbol is METASOL, and it runs on Solana. Tokenomics are very crucial for any token, also for longevity of the Metaol token. That is why everyone in the community is vested for over 3 years, with the exception of the ecosystem. There will be governance rights and future staking that we will discuss in future webinars. There are 5 categories of tokenomics, as you can see here, with the allocated amounts for what purpose and the vesting schedule for all category holders. Now that we have tokenomics, what is important is to see where the liquidity is coming from, which is why we created the liquidity flywheel. We have the accelerator program, where we offer 50% loans, and the loan foreclosure fee is 10%, which is entirely injected into Metaol engine's liquidity pool. For example, 1 million in loan repayment equals 100,000 of liquidity injection. We will be publishing our liquidity pool at our Velocity event in Hong Kong as one of the key launches. A graphical understanding will look like this. More grid activation equals more members, which will equal more loan distribution, which equals more loan foreclosure fees injected into the liquidity pool. This is a visual impression of how the liquidity flywheel operates over a period of time. Every month, the Solnex community is growing, the grid activation is growing, the loan foreclosures are growing, and as more time passes, more liquidity is injected. Because there is only the injection of liquidity and no withdrawals, the graph continues exponentially upwards. All injections are being used for liquidity and nothing else. To understand what we will do with the liquidity, we need to first discuss our roadmap. As you can see here, this roadmap is also on our website and in our white paper. We have already achieved all plans for Q4 of 2025, the Genesis launch, which includes Solnex, platform, and grids, public analytics dashboard, sentient ledger version 1.0. These roadmaps are related to our global tour. 2026 is exciting for us, as we will be expanding and we have a long journey together ahead. Our DAX will be launching shortly. 2027 is our infrastructure phase to generate even higher yield. 2028 is our fully decentralized autonomous organization era. Now, we have covered our corporate structure, the foundation of our company, and our yield engine, and now we will talk about our infrastructure building phase, which is Solnex. To feed the engine and build community, we are offering an affiliate program. Logan, that's your turn.
Yes, thank you. Our affiliate program is organized into grids. There are 6 grids, and this is a smart calculation table for a period of 365 days because each grid, when activated, is valid for 1 year. So here we have a consolidated calculation based on that 1 year period. This represents 365 days of earning for the Metaol investors until the grid needs to be renewed. So let's jump into this table. You see here, grid 1, 2, 3, up to 6. So the price to activate grid 1 is $25. The price to activate grid 2, $75. Price to activate grid 3, $225, and so on. So if you activate all 6 grids for a total investment of $9,100. Now, as Rafaela mentioned, we do offer loans if you'd like to accelerate to the next grid. So this loan is 50% of the previous grid towards the activation of the next grid. So because there is no grid 0, starting with grid 1, you cannot use a loan. However, you can use a loan to activate grid 2. So the loan would be 50% of the $25 you used to activate grid 1 towards activating grid 2. So 50% of $25 is $12.50. Right? So you would have $12.50 subtracted from the full $75 to activate grid 2. If you want to activate grid 3, you can take a loan against grid 2 towards activating grid 3. So you have 50% of $75, which is $37.50. 50% of $225 is $112.50, and so on. So this is just another way of showing you that because there is no grid before grid 1, there's no loan to be activated, so you must invest the full $25. However, you can use the accelerator, the loan, to activate grid 2. So the value would be $12.50 for grid 2. The value towards activating grid 3 would be $37.50. Value towards activating loan used towards activating grid 4 is $112.50, and so on, for a total loan used of $512.50. So let's talk about what upfront cash you will be investing to activate each grid. So to activate grid 1, as we said, there's no loan, so it's $25 to activate grid 1. For grid 2, however, you can use the accelerator loan. So instead of paying the full $75, you pay only $62.50, because 75 minus $12.50 leaves you with $62.50. All right, so let's say grid 3, instead of the full $225, you use the loan of $37.50, so you're left with a total investment to activate grid 3 of $187.50, and so on. So if you go all the way up to grid 6, you'll have a total investment if you use all accelerators, in other words, take all loans, for a total upfront cash of $7,587.50, instead of the full $9,100 if you did not use any loans. Okay, so let's talk about your yield. We have it on slides to come, but let me just tell you verbally now, introduce it. Grid 1, the APY for you is 150%. For grid 2, APY, 160%. Grid 3, APY, 170%. Grid 4, 180%. Grid 5, 190%. All the way up to grid 6 at 200%. So that is where this yield figure is derived. So if you look, grid 1, 150% of $25 is $37.50. 160% of $75 is $120. 170% of $225 is $382.50, and so on. If you activate, if you activate all 6 grids, you will have a total yield of $17,752.50. Now, of course, there is interest on these loans if you use them. The interest is 10%. So, say you use the accelerator to activate grid 2. 10% of $12.50 is $1.25. 10% of $37.50 is $3.75. 10% of $112.50 is $11.25, and so on. If you activate all 6 grids, your total interest you will pay is $151.25. So as you can say, roughly in this market, 1 Solana. Now, let's calculate the loan repaid. So this is the principal, so the loan plus the interest of the loan. So the loan plus the 10%. So it'd be $12.50 plus the $1.25 gives you $13.75. You will have, for the next, you will have the $37.50 plus $3.75 gives you $41.25. And then you have the $112.50 plus $11.25 gives you $123.75, and so on. So for a total loan, so this is the loan plus the interest for a total of $1,663.75. Of course, the loans are optional. You do not need to use the loan. Now let's calculate your net profit. For grid 1, 150% of $25 is $37.50. Now for grid 2, your net profit from just the APY, this would be if you use the accelerator, right? If you use the loan, your total 160% of $75 is $106.25. So for grid 3, 160% of $225 is $341.25, and so on, up to grid 6. Excuse me. If you activate all 6 grids, for your total APY of $16,088.75. So let's talk about something that's really cool, is the token reward. So just by activating any grids, you are granted the same amount that you used to activate the grid, whether you took the loan or not. So the equivalent of the grid value in Metaol token at the end of 365 days. And at the end of this 365 days, when you are granted the airdrop, you can either sell these tokens on the open market and cash out, you can hold them, or you can use them to activate the grid, activate your grids for the next year. So as we said, grid 1, the total price, $25, you get $25 in Metaol token. For grid 2, you get $75, so you get $75 in Metaol token. Grid 3, $225, so you're given $225 in Metaol token, and so on. If you activate all 6 grids, you are airdropped $9,100 worth of Metaol tokens that you can do with what you please. So let's calculate your total value, right? So this is your profit that comes from your APY plus your token reward airdrop. For grid 1, you're looking at $62.50 because the 150% APY of the $25 gives you $37.50 plus the $25 airdrop that you're getting for free. So you're making, from a $25 investment, after 365 days, you're making $60.50. For grid 2, from $75 investment, you're making $181.25. Grid 3, $566.25, and so on. All the way up, if you activate all 6 grids, you will receive $25,188.75. This is your APY plus your free token airdrop. Now we have one more very unique selling point that you do not see in investments, never mind crypto. We have insurance points. These insurance points are backing your investment. So for each $1 used to invest in a grid and activate it, you will receive 100 insurance points. So for grid 1, for $25, you receive 2,500 insurance points. Grid 2, $75, you receive 7,500 insurance points. Grid 3, for $225, you receive 22,500 insurance points. So if you activate all 6 grids, you are receiving 910,000 insurance points. So anyone who activates all 6 grids, as I said, gets a full $9,100 in Metaol token airdrop, even if you use the activator loans. And as I said, you can use these this airdrop to do with what you please. And the insurance points backing your investment, you'll see it on the Solnex grid when we publish it at our Velocity event. So yes, and please let me know in the drop a thumbs up if you think this is cool and you want to look at the main takeaways of the table. Let's go on. Okay, so these are just the main takeaways of what we just saw in this table. So your total invested, total cash invested, 7,000, because this would be, you're using the loans, accelerator, 7,587.50. Total yield, 17,752.50. Loans repaid, 1,663.75. Total Metaol token value airdrop to you for free, $9,100. And insurance points, a total of 910,000 insurance points, right? So these are your key takeaways. All grids must be activated in sequential order. In other words, you cannot skip and activate only grids 1 and 4. You must activate grids 1 through 4 if you want to activate grid 4. And loans are only to be provided towards activating grids, not for transfers or withdrawals. And for each grid, you have a loan, and this loan is auto-settled by your yield. Once your loan is settled, 100% of that income returns to you. So your overall yield, if you activate all 6 grids, will be about 330%. So in our smart calculation table, we have mentioned insurance points. Let's go on and talk about this now. So this is called a born to burn mechanism. As we said, for each dollar, your IPs are added, and for each withdrawal, your IPs are burned. So if any IPs are not cashed out by you, they are fully backed in our Solnex reserve vault. This will all be transparent, as we said, on the blockchain, and once we reveal the address in Hong Kong at our Velocity event. It's coming up very soon. So this reserve is a plan for any potential insolvency situations, because this is the whole purpose of issuing and burning insurance points. Because also 20% of all outgoing funds are added to the Solnex vault. So let's look at this in a graphical manner. So this is a graphical manner. This is a graphical representation of the born to burn mechanism of insurance points. $1 equals 100 insurance points. So for example, a $1,000 deposit is equal to 100,000 insurance points. And this tracker is on your user dashboard. You can check it out. And so we are all about having solutions to problems having solutions in place before any problems arise. This insurance mechanism is on point, and it's for the investors. So far, we have spoken on our foundation, our engine, the liquidity flywheel, insurance points, and up until this point, we have covered for the passive members and how they profit. Now we want to cover for the active members and how they profit, for who we have the Solnex Rewards program. Okay, so this is for the members who want to build another stream of income. We have direct rewards. Your first 2 referrals qualify you. There are no rewards. However, your third direct referral onwards, you will receive a 5% reward. Anytime a new grid is purchased in your third referral onwards, you receive a 5% commission on that as well. So for those who want to build even more streams of income, we have our next system. This is our binary system. So this system is driven by binary. So to qualify for binary, you need 1 direct referral in your left side and 1 direct referral in your right side. Once you have 1 direct referral in your left and 1 direct referral in your right, you are qualified for binary rewards. We have 6 types of binary rewards in our Solnex binary system working for you all at once. And these are in grids 1 through 6. So 6 rewards are for 6 different grid matching. When it comes to grid matching, grid 1 matches with grid 1. Grid 2 matches with grid 2. Grid 3 matches with grid 3, and so on. You will receive binary rewards for each grid from your weaker leg. So say today you have done $50 of business in your grid 1 of your binary tree in your weaker leg. Your income will be $6. There is a binary rewards caps, and we will mention them on the next slide. Binary rewards are paid out daily. So for the binary system, here's your breakdown. As I mentioned before, here is the APY for each grid. So grid 1, 150%, grid 2, 160, grid 3, 170, all the way up to grid 6. Grid 6. And yeah, so this is just reiterating the price for each grid. Grid 1, 25, grid 2, $75, grid 3, $225, and so on. All grid, you activate all 6 grids for a total of $9,100. So we have the yield value, which we discussed. 150% of $25 is $37.50. 160% of $75 is $120. 170% of $225 is $382.50, and so on, for a total yield value $17,752.50. Now, your binary match percentage. In grid 1, we have 12%, some of the highest you will see. Grid 2, 8%. Grid 3, 7%, and so on. Daily capping. In grid 1, 100. Grid 2, 300. Grid 3, 600, and so on. If you activate all 6 grids for a cap, you can make $17,500 in binary rewards per day, paid out daily. So show some love in the chat if you'd be interested in a system like this. Okay, great. Let's look at some key takeaways from this table. As we said, annual APY, 150% up to 200% in grid 6. Matching up to 12% in grid 1, you see. Daily capping, 100 to 10,000, as you see. 100 in grid 1 to 10,000 in grid 6. So you are eligible to receive rewards if you have activated the same grid level yourself. In order to receive all grid 6 binary matching rewards, you must activate all 6 grids. If you do not have the same grid activated, you will have 72 hours to claim that reward by activating the same grid yourself. So for example, if you have $1,000 in commissions from your binary tree in grid 4, but you have only activated up to grid 3 yourself, this income will be held for you for 72 hours in your unclaimed income wallet until you activate your own grid 4 to receive your commissions. So any business volume that has not been matched is carried forward for you indefinitely. Your effort, we don't want to waste it ever. So this brings us to our next type of reward, our Solnex rewards. The Solnex ranks rewards. So anyone on your team using the accelerator to pay less upfront costs will qualify you for your ranks rewards. We have 12 rank rewards levels. The first 10 rewards are paid out daily. The first 10 rewards are paid out weekly, so every Friday. And for levels 11 and 12, the top 2 levels, those rewards are paid out all at once, instantly. So every Friday, our system will check and grant you your rewards on your highest rank based on the loan matching volume. Let us look at our ranks rewards qualification table. As you see, Activator qualifies you for Hong Kong events. Many of you have already qualified. Congratulations. Activator through to Legend are all paid out weekly on Fridays. So for every level, Grandmaster plus for levels Grandmaster and Samurai, so these would be 11 and 12, the top 2. There's a total of 12 levels here. Activator through Legend are all paid out weekly. Grandmaster and Samurai are paid out one time, instant, and an instant transaction. So Activator level required loan volume, $5,000. Weekly rewards would be $30 because the total reward is $300 paid out over 10 weeks. Every Friday, our system checks and grants your rewards on your highest rank based on the loan matching volume. Let us now look at our ranks rewards qualification table. So, Activator qualifies you for Hong Kong Many of you have already qualified. Congratulations. We have more exciting announcements at the end of this webinar, so stay tuned. Activator through Legend, so these first 10 are all paid out weekly, every Friday. However, these Grandmaster and Samurai levels 11 and 12 are paid out one big reward, all at once, one instant payment. And these rewards are for bringing millions of loan matching volume into the system. So let's just look at the table. Activator, the first rank, which you need to qualify for the Velocity event in Hong Kong. The required loan matching volume is $5,000. So your total reward will be $300, paid out $30 every week for 10 weeks. Mentor, loan matching required volume, $10,000. So your total reward will be $600, paid out $60 every Friday for 10 weeks. Guardian, $25,000. So your weekly reward is $120 for a total reward of $1,200 paid out over 10 weeks. See though, if you look at Grandmaster and you bring 5 million in loan matching volume into the system, you are paid out in one-time instant payment of 1,000 Solana. For Samurai, if you bring 10 million of loan matching volume into the system, you are paid out 10 Bitcoins, one time, all at once, instant payment. And so many of you will qualify for these ranks. So this brings us to our transaction rules. The same currencies are available for deposits and withdrawals. Solana, Sol, USDT on TRC20 and BEP20 networks. As previously mentioned, 20% goes to the Solnex Reserve Vault. However, you can also make peer-to-peer transfers within your wallet with your transfer wallet on your user dashboard for a smaller fee of only 5%. So you can load your transfer wallet for a 5% fee to send to others to build your business. So we've covered basically everything so far.
Yeah, thank you, Logan. I guess we have covered our foundation, legitimacy, the Metaol engine, the token and tokenomics, the liquidity flywheel, our roadmap, the reserve mechanism, insurance points, our smart calculator table for passive earners, the reward program for active builders, the ranks, and our transaction rules. And now we want to tell you some exciting new updates. Our Metaol decentralized exchange will be rolling out very soon, bringing the next level of performance and innovation to decentralized trading. Also, in Thailand, we revealed our partnership with the world's first fully decentralized bank we are partnering up with, and this will bring sovereign finance mainstream. Logan, it's your turn.
Yes, thank you. I just we'll close out with some very exciting updates. As you see here, the Velocity event. So, due to community demand, the final dates of our Velocity event have been declared. The Velocity event is taking place February 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So 4 days and 3 nights. Our massive launch event in Macau. Everyone will be staying at the luxurious Venetian Hotel, which, as you know, is the largest hotel in Asia with over 3,000 suites, with the Venetian Casino being ranked in the top 2 casinos in Macau. So this will be an extraordinary launch event filled with beauty and luxury for all of our achievers because they deserve it because of all their grand efforts they have put in. The itinerary will be published very soon. Also, the Google Forms are out for all of our achievers to begin to fill out because next week, tickets will start being issued to all of the achievers. So, if this is exciting you, put some thumbs up in the chat, some hearts in the chat. So this Velocity here, this date needs to be updated. It's actually February 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th due to community demand. So.
Perfect. Thank you, Logan. Well, we want you to be part of this journey. We want to meet and greet you and recognize your work throughout this journey. We have many strong events taking place this year, our first being Velocity in Hong Kong in January. Once again, it's going to be the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. I'm looking forward to see as many of you as possible. Many strong qualifiers will be at these next 5 events. The qualifications are out now at solnex.ai. This presentation will be available on our social media for you to refer back to. Please follow us on Telegram at Solnex official announcement page and Metaol official. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you, Logan. Thank you, Ali. Thank you to the community.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys all so much for tuning in.
Everyone.
Super excited to see you all on the 9th. Can't wait.
Absolutely. Looking forward to see you all in Hong Kong.
Yes, see you all very soon. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Every new era begins with a spark. The future of on-chain finance ignites. Velocity 2026. The global launch of Solnex and the unveiling of Metaol Protocol's most powerful alliance yet. A strategic partnership with Global Crypto Bank powered by Visa. Instant banking. Seamless stablecoin integration. Your rewards ledger now connects directly to the global economy. A tribute to the builders who led the 60-day pre-launch. This event is for them, the early visionaries who shaped Solnex. Access to Velocity 2026 is earned, and every detail matters. To earn the complimentary pass, members must achieve the Activator rank, or higher, during the qualification window from November 10th to January 10th. This includes luxury stay, full access, and entry to the gala at no cost. 3 days across Hong Kong and Macau, crafted for the builders who will define the next decade of decentralized finance. A launch event unlike anything the industry has seen. Secure your place. Qualify before January 10th. This is where the next chapter begins, Velocity 2026. The future accelerates here.